Hi, my name is Joanna Radford. I'm the Extension Director here in Surry County with North Carolina Cooperative Extension. Today's farm update, it has been mid-May, and we are looking at a different strawberry crop than what we had anticipated or what we had hoped for. A couple of weeks ago, we would have said this is a bumper crop, and we're looking forward to a huge yields. The season got off a little bit rocky back in the fall with growers obtaining diseased plants or possibly diseased plants, and they had come through that with flying colors and was looking for berries well before Mother's Day, which is always the targeted goal. However, in the last week and a half, we have had tremendous amount of rain. The last rain event was 3 inches of rain, and anyone that has strawberries knows that that is not great for a red berry or a berry that is turning red and well on its way to being harvested. The quality decreases pretty quickly. If you've ever eaten a strawberry that is a little water soaked or waterlogged, a little bit mushy, that's what happens. These berries takes up way too much water, and the flavor is just not there. So in keeping with customers, farmers in our county here have decided that their season is just about done. The flavor's not where they want it, what they're used to, and so you will see a decrease in the opening days of the strawberry growers throughout our county. Locally, we have 3 strawberry growers in the county spread throughout the county. We have one in Copeland, one in Shoals, and one in just outside of Dobson. So those you can look at our website to see the listing of those, and hopefully they may have some, but chances are they'll probably be seeing you next year. Overall, just giving a recap of the acreage in the county, we have around 12.5 acres of strawberries in the county that's available usually every year, and they work really hard trying to get these berries to you. Once the berry actually blooms, there's about 4 weeks that it takes to you for growers to harvest that red berry for you to purchase. And then of course you want to take those straight home and cool them in the refrigerator, and do not wash them until you're ready to use them. So hopefully next year will be a better year. We wish the growers in the county good luck in the coming months and getting ready for a new crop next year.
Hi, my name's Bailey Wood. I'm the livestock agent here in Surry County with North Carolina Cooperative Extension. Just to give a brief overview of beef cattle production, we can kind of think about this in 3 different segments. We start off with the cow-calf producer, which is mostly what we have here in Surry County. So these producers, they maintain a herd of mama cows. They give birth to a calf once a year. These calves stay with their mom until they're old enough to be weaned, which is normally anywhere from 6 to 9 months old. So at this point, they go kind of on to the next stage where we really focus on a lot of the structural growth. They're out on pasture and they're grazing. This is what we call our stockers. From there, once they're old enough, they go to the feedlot. And so our finished weight that we're looking at is about 1,200 pounds on average. Of course, this always changes based on the breed and what the producer's goals are for their operation. So like I said, here in Surry County, we are pretty heavy on cow-calf production, but we do have variations of these other segments as well, and some producers opt to do this from start to finish on their own, and then they can market these beef products directly to consumers as well. So that's a really nice thing that we do have here in Surry County too. Mostly beef cattle farmers right now are focusing on their hay production. So behind me we do have a hay field, and of course this is a pretty busy time of year for farmers. So hay is what we do for the winter time as the grass is a little bit slower on production. So we want to harvest it at its optimal nutrient levels so that we can provide the best nutrition for cattle as possible as they go into the winter months. And so the hay bales can be square like you may see, or they can be some of the big round bales. So we have a little bit of both, and again, it just kind of depends on what the producer's goals are and how they're going to feed that. Maybe a lot of our more small ruminants, they may do some of the square bales. They're a little easier to handle, but a lot of our cattle producers kind of tend to go towards the round bales, a little bit easier management wise. So basically with the hay, we want to just cut it once again, it's kind of that optimal level. We're kind of looking to maximize the yield and the nutrient quality as well. So we're kind of having to meet in the middle there. And so what they'll do is they'll go through and cut the field, they'll mow it, and then they'll rake it into rows, and then it's baled by a baler. And so this process does take a little bit of time, and it is pretty weather dependent. So this does keep our cattle producers and other livestock producers pretty busy throughout the summer months. Depending on the weather, most of our crop we can get, you know, anywhere from 1 to 3 cuttings of hay, and yield of course is going to vary a lot. Last year most people maybe got around 2 cuttings, but in the past we have seen up to 3 cuttings in the fall if we get enough rain production. So it's really going to depend. This summer has been maybe a little bit dry than we've wanted. Besides last week, it's obviously was very wet last week, so we're hoping for a good hay crop this year. Just another note about hay production, you are going to see probably more tractors on the road if you haven't seen some already. So we just ask everybody just to have some patience. These tractors and farm equipment can only go so fast. They try to share the road as much as possible, and typically they will try to wave you past when it's safe, but we just ask that you kind of have patience with our farmers. They are working really hard to get a perfect and, you know, as close to perfect as they can food supply for you to get either to the grocery store or directly to your plate from a farmer. So I think that's maybe a wrap on beef cattle production here in Surry County.
Hey, so my name is Ryan Coe. I'm the field crop agent here for North Carolina Cooperative Extension, and I work here in Surry County, and I also work in Yadkin County. So right here we are in a edge of a cornfield here in Surry County, and it is springtime. So that means it is a busy season for farmers. So some of the kind of stuff that's going on right now, especially if you're driving around and you notice all these green fields that start to turn brown, those are our winter small grains. Our winter small grains are trying to mature, so that way they will be harvested. Typically small grain harvest will occur anywhere from the early of June to the late of June here in this summer. Some other stuff that's going on around on farms here in Surry County, our tobacco growers are trying to finish transplanting flue-cured tobacco plants in the field. So tobacco transplanting normally will happen around the start of May, and they will try and get done before the end of May. So that way the plants will start growing throughout the rest of the summer. And of course, as like most people know, right here in May also means that corn planting is going on. So you can tell here in this cornfield behind us, the corn is already emerged. And that also means that shortly after that, soybean planting will occur after that. So really right here in May, every farmer is full speed ahead right now, whether they have tobacco, corn, soybeans, or even they have some winter small grains that they're hoping will mature for harvest. So that's kind of what's going on here on the farm.